Hi, my name is Ethan Walker. At least, that's the name I was born with. According to court records and news articles, Ethan Walker is a criminal who deserved prison. According to me, that was the day I died without a single drop of blood being spilled. This isn't a story about rage. It's a story about patience and how I destroyed the man who destroyed me without ever touching him. I grew up in Maplewood, Ohio, the kind of town where neighbors waved and flags hung on front porches. My father, Robert Walker, was a Vietnam War veteran who owned a small hardware store. He believed in honesty more than success. He used to tell me that if you did the right thing long enough, life would notice. I believed him. I studied hard, stayed out of trouble, and landed a decent job at a construction firm called Northline Developments. It wasn't glamorous, but it felt honest. I was proud of that. Then there was Daniel Cross, my best friend, my brother, or so I thought. Daniel was confident, charming, and fearless. People followed him naturally. We met in college and talked endlessly about building our own company one day. I trusted him with my life. One night, Daniel showed up at my apartment looking shaken. He said the company was under pressure from auditors and needed paperwork approved quickly. He told me it was routine. He asked for my signature. I hesitated, but I trusted him. So I signed. 2 weeks later, federal agents stormed my office. Fraud, embezzlement, money laundering. I laughed at first because I thought it had to be a mistake. Then I saw the documents. My signature everywhere. Emails I never sent. Recordings I never spoke. Daniel Cross turned state witness. I watched him testify against me like I was a stranger. My lawyer told me quietly that the case was airtight. The media destroyed my name. Reporters camped outside my father's store until one night he collapsed from a stroke. He died alone in a hospital bed. I wasn't allowed to attend his funeral. I was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison. As they chained my hands, Daniel leaned close and whispered that this was how winners were made. That was the moment Ethan Walker stopped existing. Prison strips you of everything. Dignity, time, hope. The first year nearly broke me. Then I met Marcus Reed, a former Wall Street analyst serving time for insider trading. He listened to my story and told me that if I survived prison, I should never come out the same man. Marcus taught me how money moves, how corporations hide crimes, and how the law bends for the powerful. While others lifted weights, I lifted books. I studied finance, law, psychology, and human behavior. I didn't plan escape. I planned return. After 10 years, I walked out early for good behavior. No money, no family, no reputation. The world had forgotten me, which was exactly what I needed. Ethan Walker was dead. I became Nathan Cole. New name, new voice, new confidence. I moved to New York City and entered corporate consulting quietly. Slowly, I built credibility, then wealth. Within 5 years, I was powerful enough that people listened when I spoke. That's when fate smiled. One of my biggest clients was Cross Industries. Daniel didn't recognize me. Why would he? I became his most trusted advisor. I solved his problems, saved him millions, and watched him celebrate success. All while I collected everything he tried to hide. Offshore accounts, bribes, shell companies. Worse things he thought no one would ever see. I leaked small scandals anonymously, just enough to isolate him, just enough to make his allies nervous. Daniel grew paranoid. His empire began to crack. Then I offered him the deal of a lifetime. Global expansion, untouchable profits. Greed blinded him. He signed everything without reading carefully. That same week, I contacted the FBI, IRS, and SEC. The deal was bait. On launch day, federal agents stormed his offices. Daniel Cross was arrested for racketeering, money laundering, and conspiracy. This time, there was no one to testify for him. In the interrogation room, he finally looked at me and whispered my old name. I leaned forward and told him calmly that he took my life. And I took his legally. My conviction was overturned. My father's name was cleared. I donated my wealth to veterans and the wrongfully convicted.